Welcome, sports fans, to the Prince William Life Center, home of the George Mason University Patriots. I'm John Baranowski. With me is Phillip Prevost. We got a great game for you again today as Loyola University comes to town to face your George Mason Patriots. So it's going to be a very different contest than we saw last night, a 7-2 win over Widener University, where, as the coaches and players said, they did not play their best against a weaker opponent. Tonight, not the same thing.
No, and they're going to have to play better if they have a chance to beat this Greyhound team tonight. They played the 26th of September, and it was a 4-3 loss for them in their barn. But as Coach was telling us, it was a close game. They were in it for a long time, and then just the speed of this team just overpowered them. And they're hoping that they can hopefully keep that in check tonight. And
the speed is going to be a real factor here, considering that we are on Olympic ice, right, which, as we said last night, 13 feet longer, 13 feet wider, 10 feet longer. Doesn't sound like much, but when you talk X's and O's, makes a world of difference. That zone is that much wider. Those plays have to go that much further across, and you have that much more room to work with.
Yeah, and if you've got a fast team, it's a lot more ice, more space to get in there, get down the ice quickly, and get some good scoring opportunities. So hopefully it works in favor of George Mason tonight, but this Greyhound team here is very fast.
And don't be deceived by a 2-2-1-1 record by Loyola. They have lost to some very big teams.
Yes, and we were talking to Coach earlier, and even they had that record, because of that ranking they got, that's why they're still ranked up there. And unfortunately, George Mason has a 7-3 and 0-2 record. Technically would be ranked higher if you did like a normal ranking system, but unfortunately they're not ranked at all. And it's coming down to playoff time, and they got to get a couple wins here to even get noticed. The top 10 teams in each division?
A division, yeah.
Division will make playoffs, and if you're not even ranked, you're not going to get up there.
Right, it's a ranking system like the NCAA used to be, where it's a series of coaches get together, they have a poll, and they rank the teams based on who they're playing, who's the best. Sometimes that's good and sometimes that's not. It keeps some teams in there much longer than it should be, but it gives some chances to teams that otherwise might not be in. And a close loss to a great team is much better than a blowout of a bad team. And with Loyola, they tied Robert Morris, Pennsylvania. They lost by 4-2 to California University of Pennsylvania. Both great programs. They tied East Carolina. They lost to Delaware 9-6. Delaware you had some votes but didn't get ranked. We beat Delaware 3-0, but
right,
that apparently didn't help us enough. And then they took North Carolina Wilmington to a 5-4 overtime loss. So the team that faced some good teams and thus has stayed in the rankings.
Right.
So it's going to be up to the Patriots to buckle down and make sure that they're going to play some good, solid hockey.
Yeah, and I think part of what they have to do tonight is realize it's not a team like they played last night. They got that first goal last night 12 seconds in, and they're like, okay, we didn't play the best, but we knew this game was going to be ours. This is the different mentality here. They know this team is strong, fast. They know that they have to have all cylinders going on here.
All right, so we'll see how it shapes out. We're getting through the warm-ups here. We'll play you some videos that I've gotten from the program, and hopefully we'll have a good time here. I'm John Baranowski. With me is Phillip Prevost. Join us for the drop of the puck and all the action right after this.
Okay, please join us on Saturday, December 13th at Prince William Ice Center when we take on the Virginia Commonwealth Rams at 2:30 to be able to raise $20,000 for Children's Hospital. Tickets are available through George Mason Ice Hockey at $10 a piece. And if you visit our website, www.gmuicehockey.com, you can get details as to how to donate or to purchase tickets. Thanks for your support. Appreciate it very much. See you at the game.
Welcome back, sports fans. John Baranowski here with Phillip Prevost. Loyola University at the George Mason Patriots starts now. Face-off won by the Greyhounds of Loyola. Back to the near side it goes for Joseph Howard. Howard plays it through center, but can't seem to get it through. It will eventually connect for Timothy Condon. Condon is the leading scorer of this Loyola team as it swings around behind the near side. Mandeville chasing down on the near side half-board. Stepping up will be Howard, but it will be played up and out of the zone. Into the near side corner goes for Trevor Agostino. He sends it round the horn over the far side. Condon tried to play it out. Couldn't get it past Shields. Shields will put it down back behind the Loyola net. To the far side for Condon. Condon got it up and out of the zone, but Joe Pouliot will send it right back in. Waiting to get back on sides. Pouliot will send it back. Howard in his own zone will play it up the near side boards. Gets up and out as it's going to be played by Sevi Cordova from center ice. He'll flip it in. Quick save there by the goaltender, number 35, which I don't have on here, so I'm going to have to. No, it's Marty McIver wearing the 35 sweater rather than his typical 31.
What, the battles of 35s here, John?
There's a quick shot on net. It's sent wide, and I have to adjust my roster. McIver, Marty McIver in net for Loyola Greyhounds. Cleared back into George Mason territory. Now it's on the near side for Brian Bach. He puts it around over the far side boards. And Scott Schwiefringhaus has it on the far side. I love that name. You're going to hear that a lot. Far side as it goes for Sevi Cordova, who'll steal the puck away. He's got Tony beside him. Looks for the shot. He has his stick in his side the whole way. Goes all the way back to the net where it's going to be played up and out by Brian Kraus. First time we've seen him here on the cross ice feed. He has one overtime loss on the season. As it's played back on the near side, it's pushed up ice by Tony Cordova. He'll play it ahead for Jeff Egan. Egan will play it back in. And it's over on the far side now for Schwiefringhaus. Back through center it goes for Kieran O'Meara. O'Meara will play it ahead for Chris Samaras. Samaras got his pocket pick, but is going to get through to Kraus, who will try and play it over to the side of the net. He will. It's back around in front as the puck played to the side of the cage and now back along this near side. George Mason corrals it. Dan Vecchia in enemy territory. He gets put on his wallet by Hugh McNutty. Back through along that near side. It's going to be tipped off there by Nick Baker, who will play it over the far side boards. Cleared to the near side. It's going to be played off by Schwiefringhaus over to the far side for McNutty. From the far side, George Mason will corral it. It's over the far side boards now where it's going to be picked up by Connor Gear. Gear will send it into that corner. Swings around to the near side, but nobody there to pick it up. Schwiefringhaus will have it instead. He puts it ahead. Stepping in was Gear at the blue line. He sends it right back. And it's gloved out of the air by a high stick by Dan Gassel. Will be waved off as Loyola plays it. Long toss over the far side for Patrick Folan. Folan puts it into the boards by Aaron Shields. Shields will play it out to the near side for Nick Baker. Baker ahead to Gear along that near boards. His pocket pick. It's back center through for Brett Gardner. Gardner couldn't get it through, and it's over the far side now for Folan. Folan in the far corner has the puck taken off of his stick by Nick Baker. Baker dangles behind his own net, trying to avoid the forechecking pressure. It's back along the near side. Connor Gear will carry. Gear will flip it in once he gets to the blue line. He'll go off for a change. He'll leave it off behind the net for Tyler Trombetta. Trombetta ahead for Gardner. Back now along that near side it goes for Brian Stanton. Stanton in the near side corner. Tries to put it to the side of the cage where it's going to be taken away by Garrett Pohl. Back it's taken away by Stanton at the blue line, but the Patriots will steal it away once more. Back round to the near side. And around the horn it goes. It's going to be tipped off there by Brian Kraus. Round behind the net. Now Mandeville has it on the near side. And it's a long toss ahead, too far there for Talbot. Stepping in is Lovejoy. Lovejoy with a quick shot. Save made on the pad. The rebound taken away by Loyola. Far side it goes now. Michael Farrelly with that one. Has played back round behind the net. Picked up by Joseph Lombardi. Centered through. We're going to have a whistle here. Are we going to get the delayed penalty call, or is it something? Oh, no, we have a man down behind the net of Loyola. 15:55 remains here in the first. I think it's the first stoppage we've had.
I think the referee and the linesman here, Johnny, are kind of discussing is it maybe a penalty coming out there or not. I missed the call there, if there was one. He went down, he did not look good.
Well, it doesn't look like we're going to have anything of the sort as the face-off will be played to the near side. Cleared in now to Loyola territory. Skirmish along the near side as Loyola finally gets it and will loft it up and out, but Aaron Shields will steal it at center. On the far side, Loyola will put the long toss up and out of the zone, but it's intercepted by Brian Bach. I think he was looking for Brian Stanton. Pushed ahead by Sevi Cordova along the near side. Puts it back behind the net. Joseph Howard picks it up for Loyola. He's pinned to the boards by Tony Cordova. Centered through for Poliot. Poliot with the backhand. He was tripped up. Doesn't get much on it. It sails into the goalie's pad. Now it's cleared up and out. It's going to be played by Bach. To the near side for Shields. He'll wrap it off the boards, but it's picked up quickly by Connor Nelson. Shields will play it ahead again to Sevi Cordova. He looks for some room at the top of the circle, fans on the pass, and now has it taken off of his twig. Nelson from behind his own net will swing over to the far, swing it to the far side boards, I should say, where it's picked up by Christian Brown. Shields chasing in after it in the far side corner of his own zone. It's sent out to the near side boards where it's taken by Connor Nelson. Put in front, and Kraus has it somewhere under the pad as there's a bit of a scrummage in front. 14:37 remains here in the first. No score. Face-off won by Loyola, and it's back through. Bouncing puck to the side of the cage will be taken away by George Mason, who will carry up now on that near side for Vecchio through to David Guiney. Guiney along the outside. Can't seem to get much room, so he turns it over now. Timothy Condon had it back the other way. Garrett Pohl will intercept it in the neutral zone, and he'll play it right back. Chasing it down will be David Guiney in the far side corner as he puts it in front, trying to find Vecchio. It didn't connect, and it's cleared up and out. A long toss ahead, gets through to Chris Samaras. Samaras tries to center it through. A slapping effort for Kieran O'Mara, but he can't connect with the puck. Far side now, Brian Bach, 3-on-2. Bach puts the shot on, bouncing puck gets loose. Vecchio trying to get to it, but Connor Nelson with the poke check effort to get it away. Cleared up and out. Dan Gassel had it at his own blue line, having trouble corralling it as Kieran O'Mara will take it. Dangle around Bach, looks to the second play. Quick play in front, quick shot. And it's stopped by Kraus, but the man taken down in front, I think that was Samaras, as two men collided pretty hard into the net, taking it off its moorings, and I believe there will be a tripping call involved. As we take some time to get those guys separated.
So far, it's been a pretty even match here, John. Neither team has had any, spectacular, amazing, breakaways or anything like that. It's been pretty even, kiltered. You get that mentality. You're not trying to push it. You're trying to, don't lose the game for yourself.
I'll have to agree with you on that one. It seems like both teams still trying to feel each other out. As it's going to be a call on Dan Vecchio. We'll have 2 minutes. Tripping is the call on Vecchio as it's played back along that near side. Carried up ice by Michael Forelli. Played up by Samaras. Dangled around one man, puts it to the far side. Quick shot, save made by Kraus. And he hangs on to that one. 1:33 remains on that power play for the Greyhounds. Face-off one over to the far side. It's going to be taken by Kieran O'Meara. Puts it up now to Stanton. To the near side, put in front. Bouncing puck cleared up and out. Minute 22 remains. Pushed up by the goaltender of McIver. Ahead for Stanton, who dangles and places it over the far side for Jonathan Pierce. Pierce back over to O'Meara. Battling with it is Brian Bach. Bach will get the upper hand. Can he push it up and out? He does. He puts it to David Guiney, who went off his skate. Can Guiney get back to it? He will. And we're going to have a delayed penalty call coming as it's touched up by the Greyhounds. 55 seconds remains. We're going to have some 4-on-4 action.
A slash, maybe?
12:31 remains here in this first period. No score.
That looks like a hook. Did they announce the last penalty?
Yes, they did. It was a tripping call.
Okay.
As it's up top of the slot. Quick shot. Save made. Just barely in the paraphernalia on that shot from Bach. And you can hear the crowd going wild as a lot of the Ashburn Extreme is here. And Brian Bach is one of the coaches on that team. And we're going to have them up here for the first intermission. So do stay tuned. 48 seconds of 4-on-4 action continues as it's taken now by Trevor Agostino as it's put on the far side and up into the bench of George Mason.
Yeah, I wonder if we kind of smell here, John, or something, because all the crowd is onto your right. And there's not one person on our left here in front of us. They're all, maybe it's just that cold or they're all just huddled around for warmth.
No one making that trip from Loyola, or at least not taking the visitors section.
The visitors section? I guess so.
We'll have the face off to the blocker side of Kraus. Hooking will be the call on Kieran O'Meara. Gave us the 4-on-4 for another 30 seconds. As Bach will play it on the far side. Up ahead to Pouliot. To Garrett Pohl now on the near boards. He looks for his option. Quick shot. Pad save made. Going after it is Pohl in the near side corner. A little pressure, a little help from Pouliot as he's pressured. And it's going to be taken there by Connor Nelson. Round the boards to the far side. Bouncing puck taken by the Greyhounds. Nelson skating up ice. Sends it to the near side corners. It swings around behind the net. It's going to be taken by Kraus. Kraus will bounce it off the boards. A good play to Brian Bach. Bach will send it ahead for Lovejoy. Bouncing puck will come through. Ahead for Bach, and he'll send it right back in. We have a abbreviated power play for George Mason now. 50 seconds of that as it goes for Mandeville back up to the far side point for that was Baker as it gets to the front of the cage. Not much on it. An easy save made by McIver.
Yeah, George Mason's first penalty or power play of the game, abbreviated one. Right now they're at 22.8%, but that's about a couple games ago because it hasn't been updated. I think it's a tiny bit lower because they didn't really capitalize last night, but still a decent power play.
As the face-off chipped up and out of the zone. Chasing after was Joseph Lombardi, but Baker got there first. Leaves it off there for Dylan Talbot. To the near side for Baker. Baker at the near point. Surveys his options. Down to the near side corner it goes for Sevi Cordova. Down low for Tony, puts it in front. He has Talbot. Talbot couldn't finish on the play. 18 seconds remains on the power play for the Patriots. Far side it goes. Tony Cordova in that far side corner. Still on those far boards is Tony Cordova. Looks over his options, tries to play it low to Sevi, but is intercepted by Tom Blaney. Getting it back are the brothers Cordova. Sevi has it on the far side. The man advantage has expired as Sevi Cordova puts it to Tony in front. Backhand effort, bouncing puck, sent wide off the goaltender. Up to the near point for Baker. He launches a shot. Rebound in front. Mandeville couldn't connect on it. It's back to the near side corner. We're our five-a-side hockey again, but the pressure on by George Mason, and they need to keep this going. Over to the far side now, chasing it down is Schwiefringhaus. Schwiefringhaus has it on the far side. Plays it in front where it's going to be played up by Withers, but it's intercepted by Baker. Baker tries to dangle his way through, has it taken off of his twig. Another chance there. Tony Cordova had it, and now Baker. Backhand effort, trying to find Sevi Cordova. It didn't work through, and now it's cleared up and out of play. A lot of big efforts go in there as Loyola just could not get the puck out of their zone.
Yeah, George Mason's, they're playing with the big dog right now. It seems they're hanging in there, and they've got some good chances. They're out shooting the Greyhounds 8-3.
Has his face-off won. Over to that far side now. Garrett Pohl with it. Will play it through the neutral zone. Clear it the length of the ice. And back round to the near side boards. Will be taken by Jonathan Pierce. He plays it ahead for Samaras. Samaras over to the far side for Schwiefinghaus. No, I'm sorry, that was O'Meara who sent the shot wide. Back to the near side boards it goes. Kept in the zone. Now it'll finally cross back into Patriot territory, and it'll be an offsides call against Jonathan Pierce.
Yeah, John and I trying to do some sign language here because I'm pulling double duty right now.
Phil's on camera because Ryan Shepard could not make it for our usual. As it's back over on that far side, it's played by Jeff Egan. He sends it to the net, and it's going to be covered up by Marty McIver.
Let's just take a second to hear from one of our sponsors. George Mason University Hockey is sponsored by Geico of Northern Virginia. Geico, where a 15-minute phone call can save you 15%. Call agent David Stinson Sr. for a quote at 703-754-3555.
That's a quick play to the net. We'll stop it again. You might as well continue and get another one in.
I don't think I can. I can't get it that fast. No, never mind. No, I'm not that fast.
As it's played off the face-off and cleared the length of the ice. Kraus will not lay on it yet. As he plays it in, he went right off of Patrick Folan and back behind the net. Kraus probably wishing he had covered that one up. As it's back behind the net and over to the far side corner now. It's going to be picked up by Egan, and it's going to be touched up there, and we're going to have a whistle. I believe it was a hand pass.
Maybe.
Another one of our sponsors, Glory Days Grill, actually here in the house. They have their table up and gave us a wonderful cup. It's really nice.
Really good. We found out if the Patriots score 5 goals or more, there's a coupon you print out.
Yeah, you go online, you fill something out, and they give you a coupon for, I believe it's free wings, but don't quote me on that.
Free something.
So look into it. I know I will be. I'm all for free food. Back round to the near side. Bouncing puck picked up there by Brett Gardner. Gardner and Howard trying to keep it in, but nothing doing. It's all the way up and out, where Connor Nelson is chasing it down now, back behind his own net. He'll swing it over the far side boards, where it's going to be stopped up there by Folan. Stopped right in front of the bench by the Patriots. That's Mandeville who had a chance at it. He centers it through, and Gardner will intercept it. Plays it ahead for Nelson, now in enemy territory. Takes the quick shot. It sails wide to the far side. Puck swings around those far boards as Dylan Talbot has it. Gets through the neutral zone, now in enemy territory. Looks for the shot. Can't get any mustard on it. He was held up in front. Puck centered through back to the near side point. Stepping up is Aaron Shields to get in the way as it's cleared back up and out of the zone. Lovejoy had it at the blue line, lost it for a moment, but got back to it. The centering pass, though, intercepted by Brian Stanton. Lovejoy will get back to it with the sweep check. Will get it away. Lovejoy will intercept the clearing attempt there and try and get it up and out of the zone. Joseph Lombardi gets into the slot, takes the quick shot, and Kraus will make the save there to hang on with 7:34 in the first. No score.
John, it's actually, I wasn't expecting this kind of game. I was hoping that, George Mason maybe would come out and kind of really attack, try to go up early. But right now, I mean, they're not doing anything wrong. It's just...
the puck was launched to the net, a bouncing puck knuckled straight downward and into the net, past Brian Kraus. The referee immediately waved it off for hitting a high stick. There are Loyola fans in attendance, and they are highly upset. But I do believe that was the correct call. Kraus didn't even move. There was no reaction on his part.
Yeah, pretty decent. You could tell. High stick came down, pop, and of course, as I was saying, George Mason didn't do anything. Haven't done anything really bad yet.
Yeah,
so
I mean, they didn't move. Not the way to react to that kind of situation, but it did work out for them. Back round to the near side corner. Played off by Loyola. Well, back to the near side. Stealing it away is George Mason. Sevi Cordova will play it up ice. Joe Pouliot chasing it down in the corner. But getting there first will be Michael Forelli. It's sent round over to the far side. Garrett Pohl will pinch in and take it away. He puts it behind the net. Tony Cordova chasing it down. Been there first is Tyler Trombetta. Sends it ahead for Mike Kozub. Kozub centering through for Lombardi. Can't get a handle on that one. Gets to the corner. Centers it through for Stanton, but it's taken away by the Patriots. Pushing it ahead is Tony Cordova. Plays it through the Sevi. He's got some room on the outside. Looks, dangles, shot. Save made. He draws the call on the way in. Going to be a trip here with 6:43 remaining in the first. And we're going to get a power play for the Patriots.
I'm kind of maybe thinking of a penalty shot there, you know, going towards the net. But hey.
You know what? I'll take it. I probably would agree with you, but there was a guy to the side of him. Did he have a full 2 strides? Maybe not. In the box will be Michael Farrelly for tripping. Face-off won by Loyola. It's going to be carried by Trevor Agostino. It's taken away through center by Talbot, but not for long. Coming in was Davis Agostino. Probably a relation. Talbot with it behind his own net, working the breakout, swinging to the near side. He sends it over the far boards for Tony Cordova. Tony gets to center red before clearing it behind the net. McIver will stop it off behind the boards. Over the far side. Bouncing puck will be stolen away by the other team. Now it's going to be picked up there by Agostino. Through for Schwiefringhaus. Backhand effort, quick shot. Save made by Kraus under the pad. And he's going to stop it there with the shorthanded effort. A little bit of a 3-on-1.
Shorthanded effort. It didn't look like they were shorthanded there.
No.
And that's you got to be careful with those. You know, in the power play, you've been keeping it clean. You know, doing everything right. Can't give up opportunities like that.
We'll have the face-off to the far side. Won cleanly by Loyola. It's up to Schwiefringhaus. He'll put the shot to the net, covered up by Kraus, and he's going to hang on to that one. It says mine. 1:19 remains on the power play for the Patriots, but they are currently pinned in their own zone.
Yeah. Not always a good thing when you're on the power play.
No, not at all. Face-off won by the Patriots. Garrett Pohl will take it. Works the breakout from behind his own net. Plays it over the far side now for Brian Bach. Cross-ice feed to the near side for Tyler Lovejoy. Lovejoy gets in the Loyola territory before it's taken off of him and is back the other way now. Oh, a big hit at center by Bach on Agostino. Puck taken away in the slot as Agostino gets it back, but it's taken off of his twig again. This time Joe Pouliot with it to the far side for Lovejoy. Looks, plays it back, trying to find Guiney, but moving in the wrong direction. It's back the other way now. Agostino again to the far side now. David Agostino, not to be confused with his brother Trevor. It's over the far side, taken away by Nick Baker. 35 seconds remains on the power play for the Patriots. They've been in their own zone for most of it. Nick Baker will leave it off for David Guiney. Guiney swings around behind the net. Puck bounces off the pads and is cleared up and out. Chasing after it is Dylan Talbot. Talbot will take it. Kieran O'Meara applying pressure. He leaves it off behind the net where Nick Baker will go retrieve it now in the near side corner. O'Meara still applying pressure as he centers through for Alex Mandeville. They have 8 seconds left as the pass just far too far. And we're going to have an icing on the power play. Not good for a sense of organization.
No, that pretty much killed that last 4 seconds there. You're not going to get much of a rush. So there goes the Patriots. This is their first full power play, though. They had an abbreviated one earlier in the period. But right now, the power play needs a little bit of work.
Face-off one to the far side was taken by Baker. He'll send the long toss on too far for Sevi Cordova. It's going to be covered up there by the goaltender, Marty McIver.
His name's like a mix between Marty McFly and MacGyver.
Yeah, there's also the Holy Diver, the Holy McIver! But I'm not going to sing any more Dio because no one wants to hear that. 4:39 remains here in the first. We have the power play over. No score here at the Prince William Ice Center. Puck swung around to the near side boards, which will be picked up by Baker on the half boards. Baker has it beside the cage. Puts it up for Dan Gassel. Gassel looking for the shot. Can't get it through a host of legs. Comes back to the near side. Well, Gassel will get it once more. Tries to play it into the corner, but it's up and over everybody, and then it's cleared the length of the ice. Shields and O'Meara getting an old foot race on the far side. Shields will win it. He'll send it to the near side, launching it up and out of the zone, where Loyola will put it right back in. They have to wait for everyone to tag up on the offsides. Aaron Shields will have it behind his own net. We have 4 minutes left here in the first. Back to the near side, where it's going to be played off there. Gassel with it. Lost it, and it's back in to Patriot territory as Shields will have it ahead for Connor Gear. Gear had his pocket pick. Connor Nelson back the other way. It's back to the near side, which will be played by Baker. Baker dangles past one man, puts it ahead for Daniel Gassel. Gassel put it into the zone, but it's intercepted there by Joseph Howard. To the far side boards now for Chris Samaras. He sends it up through the neutral zone where it's launched back in by David Guiney. It's put back on that near side. Through center it goes. Kieran O'Meara will play through the neutral zone. Picked off by Dan Vecchio to Guiney. Now to the far side for Jeff Egan. Egan across the blue line. Pushes forward. Guiney trying to step in to get to it. He got it off the skate, but not much more. Egan will get the stick on it, play it into the near corner. Guiney will retrieve it. Egan with that puck. Plays it in the near corner for Vecchio. To the far side, where it's going to be picked up there. And pushed through for Vecchio. The centering effort by Guiney. We'll put it back behind the net. Egan there to pick it up. Play it up top for Brian Bach. Bach tees it up. It doesn't get through. It hits somebody in front, and that has to hurt. Bach goes in to retrieve his own rebound. From the corner, Bach trying to play it. Puck bounces with the Loyola player down. We're going to have a whistle here. I believe it's going to be for the injury. Would not doubt if there was a penalty on that play, though.
I didn't see the hand go up. Looks like he got maybe the butt end of the stick in his facials.
The shield, the cage.
Yeah, the cage just got pushed up. He was checking to see if all his teeth were there, you know.
Kind of important.
That's why I should have been a hockey player. I'm sure they have great dental.
No, you have to have great dental. You supply your own.
I keep dentists in business.
It's back over to the far side boards. Back through. Lovejoy had it, but lost it, and it's taken out by Brett Gardner. Gardner takes the shot. It's right off the shin of Brian Bach, and it's back into that corner where Bach will retrieve it. Plays it behind the net for Garrett Pohl. Lots of pressure on Loyola, keeping that forecheck right in front. Quick play, shot, save made by Krause. The rebound in front. That was just a bad attempt at getting that puck past the cage. You got to watch those breakouts every time. As it's back along that near side, played in by Gardner. Centering through, quick shot came from Folan, save made by Krause. To the near side it goes for Brian Bach. Bach pushing it ahead, still fighting to get it through. Centering pass, quick shot, he scores! Brian Bach sending it across for, I believe that's Dylan Talbot, yes indeedy, who put the tic-tac-toe effort into the back of the net. It's 1-0 Patriots.
Pretty placid. It's actually very similar to what the Greyhounds tried to do in the last, on their little pressure situation they had down there. Try to get it across the ice, get the goalie going between post to post. Luckily for the Patriots, they were able to capitalize it, and part of it's because they came in the zone quickly. They used speed against a speed team.
And that was on a delayed penalty, so Tom Blaney will still go in the box. That's a rule not at the NHL level, but it is in the NCAA and the ACHA. So we will have it here. So the Patriots will go on the power play after all that.
We actually saw that last week at the Potomac Patriots game. The coach was arguing about that because Potomac just scored a goal and they still were on a power play.
I do believe that is in at the USA hockey level as well.
Loyola penalty number 2, Tom Blakey, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 18 minutes, 18 seconds. Loyola penalty number 2, Tom Blakey, 2 for hooking.
Hooking is the call. I could not tell what was said the first time. As it's back through on the near side, Baker at the near point trying to force it down. We have 1:15 remaining in the first period. As Mandeville will have it, he'll drop it back to the near side for Sevi Cordova. Cordova, just 1:06 left. Up top for Baker. Back to Sevi Cordova. Surveys his option, puts it down low for Tony. Up top for Baker. Takes the shot. It gets through, and a glove save made by McIver. 54 seconds left. We're going to have a power play for the rest of the period, a goal notwithstanding. Talbot will get the goal. Brian Bach will get the assist. And Lovejoy will get the second assist. His family's here. I'm sure they're thrilled to see it. Back now for Baker. Plays to the near side for Sevi Cordova. Down to Tony. 45 seconds remaining. Quick shot by Mandeville, sails wide just by a bit. Far side for Talbot. Chips it into the far corner now for Tony Cordova. Now to Sevi down low. Back over on that far side. Plays it in front for Sevi Cordova. Played in front, and it's stolen away in the slot there by Davis Agostino. To the far side. Getting back to it is Agostino. Battling off Dylan Talbot. We've got 18 seconds left in the period. Patriots will get it back. It's going to be carried by Mandeville. Long toss on to Sevi Cordova. Sevi into the zone. Try and center through for Tony. Can't get it through the legs of the defender. 5 seconds remain in the period, and Talbot's going to hand it off to Baker, who I think is going to let this one tick away. They'll take it into the second period. They'll have 18 seconds left on that. Well, a good way to end the period for the George Mason Patriots, no doubt about it. 1-0 your score. I'm John Baranowski. With me is Phillip Prevost. Join us for the intermission report, and we're going to have some nice interviews with the Ashburn Extreme.
Okay, please join us on Saturday, December 13th at Prince William Ice Center when we take on the Virginia Commonwealth Rams at 2:30 to be able to raise $20,000 for Children's Hospital. Tickets are available through George Mason Ice Hockey at $10 a piece. And if you visit our website, www.gmuicehockey.com, you can get details as to how to donate or to purchase tickets. Thanks for your support. Appreciate it very much. See you at the game.
John Baranowski here with the Ashburn Extreme and Brian Bach. Brian, you're one of the coaches of this team. Tell us about the program.
All right, so the Ashburn Extreme, I grew up playing for them. It's a great team. These guys are a mix of U12s and U10s, 2002s and 02s and 03s, yeah. That goes to show how much I know about the team right now. Yeah, so every weekend I split my hockey games and these guys, and hoping these guys win the championship this year. Pretty strong team.
All right, you guys do a lot of community outreach here. You want to tell us about some of the programs you do?
All right, so every year we do, we pick a charity. This year it's Children's Hospital. So Mason's looking to raise $20,000 for the Children's Hospital and fight cancer. And then at our game December 13th, we'll all be shaving our heads, so no more flow for the team.
It'll be a shame with flow like this. Boys, so you guys are all hockey players. Do you like the game?
Yes!
You guys are all excited to be here to watch the Patriots?
Yeah!
And what do you think of your coach?
Bender!
I was hoping to follow up with 3 excited ones.
Dusty or Bender. I figured it happened.
I have one word for our coach, Dusty.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, boys. Any final thoughts? What do you expect to see for the rest of this game?
A win! A goal!
A big goal! A big W! You better get a hat trick.
A hat trick, yeah.
All right, so they're calling a hat trick. You think we can follow it through?
We'll see what happens. I have an assist right now. I don't know if I can get 3 goals.
You
Hat trick.
better!
All right, we're going for a hat trick. We're going for a hat trick.
Big demands for the coach here, and well, we're glad to have you guys up. Appreciate it, and good luck out there.
Okay, please join us on Saturday, December 13th at Prince William Ice Center when we take on the Virginia Commonwealth Rams at 2:30 to be able to raise $20,000 for Children's Hospital. Tickets are available through George Mason Ice Hockey at $10 a piece. And if you visit our website, www.gmuicehockey.com, you can get details as to how to donate or to purchase tickets. Thanks for your support. Appreciate it very much. See you at the game.
Welcome back, sports fans. John Baranowski here with Phillip Prevost for the second period of play between George Mason and Loyola. Patriots will be on the power play for another 15 seconds here to start this one, as it's taken by Tony Cordova round behind his own net. Back to the near side. Long toss on, just a bit too far for everybody. Chasing it down will be Joseph Howard in his own zone. Far side it goes, played out but not out, kept in by Baker. Baker trying to put the slap pass in, but couldn't get much on it. It's back the other way now for the far side for Trevor Agostino. Trevor has Condon beside him. No, he'll drop it back instead. Quick shot, hits off a stick and up and out. Davis Agostino had that shot. 19:27 remains here in the second. We have 5-a-side hockey and a face-off in Patriot territory.
That was what, a 4-on-2?
Something like that, yeah. They let up the short-handed attempts.
Yeah, that can be dangerous.
Very much so. Face-off one to the far side by Loyola. Playing it round in front of the net. It's going to be stopped up at the top of the slot there by Joseph Howard. To the far side. Quick play in by Condon. Tipped in front, but it's sent wide of the net. Back to that near side. It's going to go for Connor Nelson. Up top and over the far side for Timothy Condon. Puts it in front. Trying to find Agostino. Couldn't connect. Back in front. Taken up by Jeff Egan. Egan centering through. It's going to be stopped up there by Howard, but he couldn't get much on it. David Guiney on the far side boards will have it in enemy territory. Puck taken off of him. Back the other way now for Trevor Agostino, who gets hit hard into the boards, and he's hurting after that one. Puck sails to the far side. Stepping in to get it will be Jonathan Parse. Parse is knocked down by Egan, but he gets the puck off to Condon. To the near side for Nelson. Puts the shot on. It's stopped in front. Back to the near side. It's picked up by Jeff Egan. He'll launch it in on the Murphy dump. Fresh legs on. Lovejoy will pick it up. Centering through for a quick shot by Mandeville. Save made on the pad and held on to. Good effort there by McIver.
That was a very good look, and Mandeville got right behind the defense there and surprised them all. And the goalie square to his crease there and was able to put his pass out so it wouldn't go 5-hole. But that was a very good look from George Mason.
Face off one. Quick shot will go off of a shin pad and back the other way now for Karen O'Meara. O'Meara's got Bach to beat. He puts it back. It's taken away by Garrett Pohl. Pohl on the far side, pushing it ahead. Back through, and it's back the other way thanks to Hugh McNuddy to the near side. Talbot plays it ahead. It's stopped off by Scott Schwiefringhaus, and it's over to the far side. Scooped up there by Lovejoy. Lovejoy in the far side corner. Surveys his options. Put it right in front and couldn't connect with Talbot. Back to the near side. It's going to be taken by Chris Samaras. Puts the dump to the far side corner over everybody. Garrett Pohl will get to it. Plays it around behind the net. We're taken by Brian Bach. Bach pushes it ahead. It's up and out and through center. It's going to be sold off by Hugh McNuddy over to Schwiefringhaus. The puck sent all the way around the boards. Now to that near side. Brian Bach will carry now. Gets along the outside. Pushes it ahead. The coach wants to get a hat trick on the night, or at least a Gordie Howe, according to the Ashburn Extreme. It's played right in front. Bach driving in the net and nearly had it. As he's pushing and shoving here, you can hear the Ashburn Extreme from here, but I think he's going to get called on that one as he knocks down Chris Samaras in trying to get free.
Maybe you need to remind the folks at home what a Gordie Howe hat trick is, John.
A Gordie Howe hat trick is a goal, an assist, and a fight.
And at this level, fighting is a suspension, right?
It is a 1-game suspension for your first offense, 2-game suspension for your second, and your third offense is you're out for the season. So it can be done. I've seen a few. I've called a number of them, but it has a price.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the kids telling their coach go out and get a fight, get at least suspended for a game.
Wow.
I mean, it's fun to watch now, but...
Old-time hockey. I'm all for it.
That's because you're old-time.
We're going to have both men in the box. We're going to have 4-on-4. In the box will be Brian Bach and number 16, who is not on my roster. That's why we get the score sheet from Coach. People switching off jerseys. As it's played through from the far side, it'll be picked up by Nick Baker. Baker will put it back down low in the corner for Sevi Cordova. 15 is Brian Stanton. As it's played around behind that and over the far side now. We picked up there by... Baker has a fluttering shot to hit off something in front. And it's going to come loose for Tony Cordova in the corner. Tony, lots of pressure on him coming from Tom Blaney. As it's played back behind. And to the near side, Sevi Cordova.
Loyola penalty to number 76, Hugh McNulty. 2 minutes each for cross-checking.
Cross-checking for both, and it's going to be Hugh McNuddy in the box, not... number 16, because it was just a miscue on the scoreboard. We have 4 minutes, 4-on-4 for another minute, I should say. 4 minutes off the clock with 16 remaining here in the second. 1-0, George Mason. Through the neutral zone, Michael Withers trying to play it through. Baker will take it away, but Connor Nelson will steal it right back. Quick shot, save made by Brian Krause. He's going to hang on here. 42 seconds left on 4-on-4. Do want to remind you that we have the fundraising effort for Children's Hospital, the Pediatric Center, trying to raise money. $20,000 George Mason's trying to raise for their game against Virginia Commonwealth on December 13th. So definitely check out their website at gmuicehockey.com. Puck sent up and out of the Loyola zone. Is played ahead for Connor Nelson. Nelson over to Stanton. Back to Nelson. Quick shot. Oh, and a blocker save. Kraus just reached out and touched base on that one. Back out to the far side point. Quick shot came from out wide, and Kraus will sweep it out of the air. Says, nope, not in my house. 16 seconds remains of 4-on-4. Loyola putting some pressure on there. Good opportunity in front.
Yeah, that was some good goaltending there from Kraus. But able to jump from one side to the other, get the blocker down, and block that wide open cage that he left open for a second.
Puck played to the near side. Patriots will take it. Egan pressured hard as he gets it past the blue line. Flutters right back in, but it's going to be an offsides call as the puck left the zone and went right back in. 5 seconds left to 4-on-4.
Just to remind you that George Mason University Hockey is sponsored by the Spine and Joint Institute, located in Fairfax, Virginia. They focus on wellness, sports medicine, and your chiropractic needs. Call to book your appointment at 703-994-4874. Visit them online at sjinstitute.com for more details.
As we'll have the face-off at center, won by the Greyhounds of Loyola, and it's over to the far side now for Baker, who played to the near boards for Garrett Pohl. Both players come out. We have 5-a-side hockey again. Centering pass through for David Guiney. He'll chip it beside the cage. Put into the corner by the goaltender, McIver. Back along that near side. Pushed ahead, but kept in by Dan Vecchio. Vecchio with it still. Will play it down for David Guiney. Guiney puts it in front. Bouncing puck will send wide of the cage. Back behind the net. Over to the far side now. Centering effort goes through Timothy Condon. A foot race there. Kraus will step up and clear it up and out of the zone. Good play by the goaltender against the leading scorer of Loyola. Far side in his own zone was Tom Blaney, but it's his pass intercepted, played in front for Guiney. Quick shot. It's in. It's skidded past the pad just barely. McIver had it in front, but no, it's not enough. It's 2-0. George Mason.
I couldn't get that, Johnny. The goalie was blocking my view from here, so I couldn't see it trickle over, but the look on his face and the players, that was a big goal, John.
I believe that was Jeff Egan who got the goal, but we'll wait for the public address on that one. Had the shot in front, and I mean, it must have just barely trickled over because he had a lot on it, but I know that McIver was in the way, just not enough.
Maybe we need to give him a paperclip and a rubber band.
Yeah, you give him a rubber band and a paperclip, he'll shut that door completely. But without that,
that's what he's missing.
The Arthur's Herbe method. As it's played up and out on the face-off win. Over to the far side it goes for Will Edler. Cleared back behind the net. Now Connor Gear stepping in. No, it's David Guiney who's going to get the goal. His first as a Patriot. Quick shot, save made, rebound. We had Guiney on the interview last night. Maybe we brought him good luck.
Maybe.
Back over on the far side it goes for Tyler Trombetta, and back to the near boards now for Hugh McNutty. Back through. Will Edler will play it over for Dan Gassel. Gassel's got Gear beside him, but plenty of Greyhounds around him. He sends around behind the net, puts it right in front for Gear, and Gear couldn't get much on it. Back the other way it goes for Trombetta. To the far side for Samaras. Loyola forcing it back the other way. Samaras with that one. Baker will take it off of him. He pushes his way into the zone. Lost it, but Sevi Cordova will get it back and play it down deep. Joe Pouliot will put it right in front for Sevi Cordova. He dangles around behind the net, puts it in front. He was trying to find Tony, and he couldn't. Back the other way. What an effort there as Chris Samaras will carry. Quick shot. Save made on the stick. Sevi Cordova. The kid has got incredible hands. Back into the zone. Joe Pouliot will pick it up. Puts it over to the far side for Nick Baker, and Sends the long toss on to Tony Cordova. He sends it through for Pouliot, but it's sticked away there by Connor Nelson. Back the other way, and it goes. He's sent off there for Samaras. Bach lost an edge on that one. It's coming back to it will be Michael Withers puts the shot in front. Kraus there to make the save, but I don't believe he had to. On the far side, Sevi Cordova with it. It's 2-0 Patriots against the Loyola Greyhounds. It's over the far side now for Tony Cordova. Through to Sevi. Takes the dangle, gets back to it as he was knocked around. Not kept in the zone by Garrett Pohl, but he will push the puck away. Pouliot in there now. He'll put it towards the zone, but it's going to be stopped off there by Connor Nelson. Nelson will retreat all the way back to the face-off dots before sending it ahead for Michael Withers. Withers ahead for Samaras on the outside. Has it taken away by Garrett Pohl. Puck bounces to that far side. Pohl with it. Chipped into the zone. And now scooped up there by Joseph Howard. Howard will play it off the high glass, up and out. Stopped by Bach in his own zone. He'll send it back the other way. Talbot from center ice. Will clear it to the near side corner. Lovejoy going after it. Puts it down into that far side corner now. As pinching in to get it will be Baker. Can he get back to it? No, but Lovejoy will help him out and get it to him. Backhand effort back to Lovejoy. As Talbot beside him tried to make the centering pass for it. Couldn't connect. Back to the near side. Mandeville. Now to Bach. Quick shot save made on the pad. Rebound goes to that far side board. Baker has it now. Looks for the slapper. Takes the shot save made on the pad. Rebound. Glove save and a beaut. 10:55 remains here in the second. It's 2-0 Patriots on a great glove save by Marty McIver.
McIver was saying he was having none of that. None. My puck.
Swiped it out of the air.
He maybe wants to wish a couple of those other ones he got, in the glove a couple more times, but shots right now 15-12 in favor of our Patriots.
As it's back on the near side. Stolen away by Shields, who'll send it into the near side corner. Chasing it down will be Joseph Howard. Around behind the net and over to the far side boards now as Dan Vecchio will pinch in to get it. Forces it down behind the net. A lot of pressure on from Joseph Lombardi the entire time. He plays it off for Jeff Egan. Egan back along that near side as Shields will send it back over to the far side. Puck sent up and out of the zone. Long toss. Will we get an icing call? No, it's going to be waved off. Sent round to the near side boards for Shields. Shields trying to find Vecchio just a bit too far. Stepping up will be Joseph Howard. Ahead for Mike Kozub. Kozub will send it back to the near side. We're halfway through this second period. 2-0 Patriots. Baker at the face-off dot will take it ahead. Carrying it up ice as he gets over the enemy blue line. Baker with it now. Puts it down low for Jeff Egan. Egan behind the Loyola net. Now to the far side. He drops it off, but no one there but a white sweater of Connor Nelson to grab it. Connor Nelson still with it. Plays it off the high glass. Took a funky bounce. Going to get back to now for Will Edler. Edler battling his way across, but he couldn't get it away from Joseph Lombardi. Back to the near side it goes for Stanton. Stanton takes the shot. Save made by Kraus. He says, not here. Not today. 9:21 remains in the second.
The one thing that I'm impressed with, John, right now is Loyola, the Greyhounds. I'm going to screw it up every night tonight, guys, just to let you know. So I'm going to say Greyhounds a lot.
Sorry, Loyola.
That's nothing against you. It's just I suck at speaking. I'll hold my thought for a second.
As it's back to the near side and round behind the net. Played over that far side boards. Quick play from Condon. That's going to get stuck up there and held on to on the glove.
What I was going to say was that a team that we've talked about so much about their speed, you got to make sure you got to watch because they can strike at a moment's notice. They really haven't tonight so far. George Mason's been able to keep up with them, or the Greyhounds maybe it's not as fast today as they usually are.
Over the far side it goes for Bach. Round behind the net for Garrett Pohl. Pushed ahead there trying to find Sevi Cordova. We'll get ahead now and Joe Pouliot will step in. He swings around behind the cage, puts it in front for Tony. Couldn't connect on that play. Just too quick. Far side it goes. Agostino with it, sends it in front of the cage. It's to the near side now for Hugh McNutty. Back along that near side, battling for it, carried up ice now for Agostino. Looks for the play in front, it's back to Condon, but Pouliot will step up and try and take it off of him. Schwiefringhaus will have it through center and back over, and pushed ahead now for Condon again. We're going to have an icing waved off as Garrett Pohl will chase it down behind his own net. Pohl still with it. Sends it round the near boards. Ahead, Schwiefringhaus from center red will retreat to his own blue line and then into the zone as Pouliot puts the pressure on. Now Tony Cordova will step in and help out. Forcing it from that corner, puts it round behind the net and over the far side now, where it's played from Sevi Cordova. Up top to Baker at the far point. Back down low for Tony Cordova. To that far side, Sevi will get to it. Down low to Tony. In front for Sevi. It was off of his skate, couldn't get it to his twig. Down low for Tony Cordova. Played in front for Sevi. Takes the shot, fanned on it. Back to the near side it goes for O'Meara. Over to that far side it goes. On the far side, Tony Cordova battling with Chris Samaras, trying to get that one away. Tony Cordova will step in. Now Sevi puts to the near side for Dylan Talbot. 7:20 remains here in the second period. It's 2-0 Patriots as it's cleared into the zone, back behind the net. Lovejoy will pick it up on that far side corner. He gets a little help from, that is Nick Baker. Baker will come out with it. Puts it in front for Talbot, and it went off the heel of his stick, and reaching out is McIver. Playing the Willie Mays role on that one. 7:03 remains, 2-0 Patriots.
The what?
The Willie Mays role. He made the catch, reaching back over him with the glove. It's a baseball reference. You know who Willie Mays is, right? Oh,
no,
dear God.
No, I don't.
Oh, dear God.
This is hockey.
It's hard to find good help these days.
Look who's talking.
Back to the near side. Fluttering puck will go up and out of play. 6:54 remains now.
George Mason University is sponsored by Glory Days Grill. Going out before the game, after the game, to watch the big game, they go to Glory Days Grill, the official sports restaurant of the George Mason Patriots.
Face-off won by the Patriots over to the far side now for Nick Baker. Put round behind the net. Dylan Talbot will try and center it through, and it's back to the near side. Down low for Alex Mandeville. But it's stolen away there by Tom Blaney and round to the far side boards. Played through with it still was Baker, but he lost it, couldn't hang on for long. Back to the near side, Patrick Folan will step in. Puck bounces to the side of the Mason cage. Krause will leave it off behind. Lovejoy will finally take away with it. Puts it ahead over the far side. Baker trying to get there before Blaney. Blaney will get back to it first, though. Back the other way now for the Greyhounds. Centering pass tipped away to the near side, up and out of the zone. Blaney has it, lost it, but forced back in by Brett Gardner. Gardner with it to the far side. Puck played all the way up to the near side point. Pinching and heel will be Michael Forelli, who puts it well wide of the cage. Put back around the net and over to the far side now, where it's going to be carried by Michael Withers. He lost it off for Shields. Shields to the near side for Talbot. Talbot will send it into the near side corner. Chasing it down will be Michael Forelli. Will play it around to the near side boards. Picked up by Patrick Folan. Folan sent down low. Brian Bach will scoop it up with 5:20 remaining here in the second. 2-0 Patriots. Puts the long toss on for Egan, who will chip it in and play to the far side. Icing will be waved off thanks to that effort. Egan will get back to it. Vecchio will help him out, but he has his pocket picked by Connor Nelson on that one. Far side, Garrett Pohl trying to hang on. David Guiney will keep it in and put it back down to that far side corner. It skitters round behind the Loyola net. Played off to Connor Nelson. To the far side now, it's taken by Brian Stanton. Centering pass off of Lombardi and taken back by the Patriots. To the far side. Up and out of the zone, and we're going to have... No, Garrett Pohl manages to keep it in, or at least the linesman says so. I thought that was out. Brian Bach will have it at his own blue line as they retreat. To the far side for Pohl, and now back to Bach. Pushed ahead. Threw for Will Edler and couldn't seem to get away from it. It's back over on the far side. Taken up there by Stanton. Stanton drops it back for Lombardi. Up top, quick shot from Howard, sent well wide of the net, but it will get through to Krause and somehow gets to the near side of the net. Dangerous play there. Kept in by Nelson. Over to the far side now. Quick shot in front, taken away by the Patriots. Garrett Pohl up by his play to Edler, and he couldn't hang on. Back the other way, 2-on-1. Quick shot, save on the pad, rebound in front. Stanton couldn't grab it. It's back up at the far point. Kept in, just barely. Man on the net nearly reached for it. Nearly made that one out of play. Back to the near side it goes. Connor Gear stepping up. Can't seem to get it out of the zone. Back into that near side corner. Garrett Pohl stepping in. With it is Stanton. Played right in front. Pushed ahead for Gear. Ahead is taken by Nelson. It's back on the near boards. Bouncing puck played on the near side. Stepping back in is Timothy Condon. Bouncing puck puts it right in front. It's over the far side. Edler couldn't hang on. Neither can Bach. Played back right back in by Stanton. He couldn't get a handle on it. Lots of time in the George Mason zone. Played in front by Lombardi. Krause made the save. It's back to the near side. Connor Gear puts the man into the boards and finally gets that puck up and out. And we're going to have wholesale changes by the Patriots. Deservedly so. Back through it goes. Sevi Cordova has it. Down low. He gets taken down. Not going to get the call. Far side for Baker. Baker stepping in. Takes the shot. Rebound in front. Bouncing puck. The save's made. And now we'll get the whistle as a couple big saves made there.
Yeah, that was impressive pressure from the Greyhounds there. I think they spent almost a good 2 minutes in that zone.
It felt like more.
It did feel like more. And the Patriots just couldn't get that puck out. They tried. Cross.
And that's why, they are ranked where they are, 12th in the Atlantic for ACHA Division III. They have talent. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, there is talent, though, right? And it's kind of they've woken up a little bit here. This is the most kind of energy I've seen out of them all night.
Bus legs will do it. You never know what that travel was like or if they've been down here. Really hard to say. Back to the near side it goes for Timothy Condon. We'll play it down towards the net where it's swept away there by Nick Baker. Baker carrying up ice now along the near side. Looks, dangles, lost it on the way through. Stepping in, Sevi Cordova scores! Baker lost it in front, but Sevi Cordova will pick up the garbage and throw it to the back of the net. It's 3-0 Patriots! 2:34 remains here in the second, and the late period action coming up big once again.
The Greyhounds got caught, eyes on one guy, not the other. You spend too much time focusing on one player. You got someone creeping up behind, and was that Sevi, right?
Yep.
Sevi was creeping up behind, and he'll get you.
Yeah, they thought they had Baker down, and that's all that mattered. Sevi Cordova snuck in and made them pay. Far side it goes for Lovejoy. He's got Talbot. He'll go to Talbot. He scores! Tic-tac-toe. Lovejoy to Talbot. That quickly. It's 4-zip. And he chases the goalie out. McIver escapes from this one.
Did the coach even signal for him to get pulled? Because he just stormed off.
He left with a bit of a fury. I believe it's going to be Brett Gibbs coming in. Yes, indeed, as I check the score sheet.
He just knew. He's like, I'm done.
Yep. Pulled himself.
Has a goalie ever done that? Like, coach told a goalie, stay in, and he's like, no, I'm done, I'm out.
Very famously, Patrick Waugh for the Montreal Canadiens. And they forced him to stay in an 11-2 rout. I'm really not sure what the score was against Detroit. And he refused to play another game for the Habs.
Yeah, he demanded a trade.
Really, the franchise hasn't recovered since. I mean, let's be honest. Last cup in 93, haven't been back since. Back to the near side corner. Well, I can't wait to hear how many seconds apart each goal was. It was not much. Quick shot in front. Bouncing puck skitters wide. As it's back through in front again. Oh, a shot off the post. Brett. Obviously that third goal by Sevi Cordova. Quick shot in front. And a save made by Gibbs. Baker gets the first assist and the only assist on the Sevi Cordova goal, the third one.
assisted by number 19, Nick Baker, at 17-26.
17-26.
No, now we're guessing.
Let's see how long until they have to get that second goal out there. There we go. Talbot with the goal. Second of the game, assisted by Lovejoy. As Loyola tries to work it back out. Mandeville will get the second assist. Quick shot. It goes up into the air. Kraus made that first save, and Baker came in to put it back to the net. And again, I missed what time it was.
Assisted by number 12, Tyler Lovejoy, and number 20, Alexander Mandeville, at 17-49.
49?
29?
29 or 49?
Well, 49 would make it 23 seconds?
Yeah, it had to be 29
That
then.
sounds about right. Far side for Vecchios. We have a minute left here in the second, and 4-0 score in favor of the Patriots with goals 29 seconds apart. Back through it goes, back on that near side. Pushed ahead by Stanton. Quinn through for Kraus. Kraus makes the save on two big efforts there. Back in front, another save, blocker down. He got that one. Quick shot, save made just wide of the net. 36 seconds remain. Loyola out for blood here at the end of the period. Far side it goes for Shields. Pushed ahead. Oh, Vecchio put hard into the boards. His head made contact with the Dashers. Cleared in, round behind the new goaltender of Gibbs. It's over on the far side. Bouncing puck from Joseph Howard. Back round to the near side for Michael Forelli. Forelli will still have it, forcing it ahead. Just 10 seconds remain in the period. As he tries to put it in front, bunch of Patriots will try and sweep it away. 5 seconds left as he gets to that far side half boards. Now round down low for Condon, and he's going to run out of time. 4-0 your score in favor of the George Mason Patriots. Loyola sent back to the dressing room with nothing. That's going to wrap it up for us. I'm John Baranowski. He's Phillip Prevost. Join us for the second intermission report right after this.
Okay, please join us on Saturday, December 13th at Prince William Ice Center when we take on the Virginia Commonwealth Rams at 2:30 to be able to raise $20,000 for Children's Hospital. Tickets are available through George Mason Ice Hockey at $10 a piece. And if you visit our website, www.gmuicehockey.com, you can get details as to how to donate or to purchase tickets. Thanks for your support. Appreciate it very much. See you at the game.
John Baranowski here with Phillip Prevost for the second intermission report. 4-0 your score. Another 2 goals in the back of the net for the George Mason Patriots. Not what we expected to see, but we like it.
Oh, we're loving it. That scoring touch they had last night, they got it again tonight, and against a really good team. They're ranked 15th, in the conference, and they're making them. I can't think of the term. Whatever.
Work for it? I don't know where you were going with that. I need to start following your GPS because I can't follow that mental train of thought. Anyways, the 12th ranked Loyola Greyhounds kept off the board so far. We thought we were going to get a lot of speed, but I don't know if it's the Olympic ice. I don't know if George Mason is playing that well defensively, but they're not making connections, and when they spent time in the zone, they couldn't really get it to the net.
Right, and the most time the best pressure we've seen from the Greyhounds tonight so far was the last minute of the period, and they were just firing. They had like 4 or 5 shots in that 1 minute of the period after they already had switched goalies. So I think part of it is the Olympic ice, that they're getting tired. We saw them. They didn't even go in their locker room in between the first and second period in intermission because it's too warm in there. They didn't want to get too loose, so they sat on the bench, and they were, dancing and jumping up and down, going to the music. Maybe that's a focus thing right there. I mean, they went in the locker room this time.
I'm sure their coach has something to say to try and wake them up. And again, we always have to be concerned about that third period comeback. If it happens against George Mason in the third period.
Right, and we've seen it too many times. Last night, even though it was a high score to begin with, Widener, thank you. Widener scored that quick goal in the first minute, and we're like, we got to watch it now. So it can happen. This is a very good team. It has a decent power play going, ranking at, my paper's all the way over here. Their power play is at 33.3% right now. So
Which is good.
That's a good power play. A lot higher than George Mason. So look for them to come out because this game means a lot. You know, if George Mason can finish the job here tonight, that's really big. And, you know, as Coach said, if we can win a couple, you can't ignore us anymore. And I think it's time to start recognizing what this team can actually do.
And at the same time, in the same breath, you don't want to just leave this a 4-3 win. You want to put a heavy exclamation point and make sure everyone sees what you did to Loyola. Because everyone's like, oh no, they lose to big teams, but they only lose by a little bit. And that's enough to keep them ranked at 12.
Right.
If you destroy them, you send a message and you say, no, this team has been losing. It's time to knock them off the list. Put us in there.
Yes, and you got to keep the pressure going on them. Keep your foot on the throat, and you take the air out of them.
Finish the
job. Something too many times in sports we've seen teams lose games because they did not finish the job. George Mason's got to go out there and finish.
Keep the focus on. Keep the pressure up. We'll see how they stack up here in the third period of play. All right, I'm John Baranowski. With me is Phillip Prevost. We'll send you to some videos, some ads, and to the third period of play right after this.
Okay, please join us on Saturday, December 13th at Prince William Ice Center when we take on the Virginia Commonwealth Rams at 2:30 to be able to raise $20,000 for Children's Hospital. Tickets are available through George Mason Ice Hockey at $10 a piece. And if you visit our website, www.gmuicehockey.com, you can get details as to how to donate or to purchase tickets. Thanks for your support. Appreciate it very much. See you at the game.
Welcome back, sports fans. John Baranowski here with Phillip Prevost for the third and final period of play. Face-off won by the Patriots. It's sent back to that far side. Baker couldn't get it through. It's played off by Michael Withers. Played in front. Back around on the near side. We do see McIver back in net for Loyola. As it's back over on the far side. Quick shot. Doesn't get through to Kraus. Bounce comes to the near side boards. Chasing after it is Andrew Nash, who's going to be called for probably a board as he put a big hit in him. Oh, we have an injury man down here. Some players crowding around. No, he's going to get up. I think he's going to be all right. Well, he's going to be helped directly out the door into the locker room. So, but at least he's moving.
Yeah, at least he is moving. But he's getting looked at the trainer right now. 6 is going in the box. Put it on my list.
It's going to be Andrew Nash going to the box. I'm guessing for a board. We'll be surprised if it's only 2 minutes after that turn of events. Dr. Felix Yeskin going to get a chance to look at him.
He's going back on the bench.
Is he?
Yeah.
Good.
Sorry, Coach. I'll suck it up. Put me back out there.
Well, I mean, you know, ever since Bobby Bunn finishing the Stanley Cup Finals game-winning goal with a broken ankle in 1964, and what was it? It was Steve Yzerman played with a broken fibula, I believe it was. He also played with a scratched retina. That was a different game, though.
You don't need to see.
Nash is going to get a 5-minute major, and I'm assuming a game misconduct because he's getting tossed. The hockey players are intense. Red Kelly, who played for the Detroit Red Wings back in the 50s, went 4 games with a broken ankle, refused to let the trainer look at it because he knew if he was benched for an injury, he might never get his job back. You get someone up from the minors who's been there for a while, you never know. You might not have a hockey career when you come back from injury. Luckily, things have changed.
Not much, though.
Well, hockey players are notoriously tough. Notoriously tough.
Well, like other sports, it does happen a lot.
It does happen. There's a quick shot in front. Just ask Drew Bledsoe. That's a shot save and made by Kraus. 4:43 remains on the all-you-can-score buffet for Loyola. Patriots had to battle off one yesterday against Widener with much success. Loyola, a better team. We'll see if it affects things here. Face-off won by the Greyhounds, but getting back to it will be Vecchio. Can't get it out of the zone. It's played over on the far side now for Trevor Agostino. Cleared around behind the net. Stopped off by McIver, who's back in net. I guess he's been calmed down.
A 5-minute major for checking from behind.
Checking from behind going to be the call again. That's what it was yesterday.
24 seconds. Patriots penalty number 6, Andrew Nash. 5-minute protection from behind.
And the game misconduct.
Because he didn't say the game misconduct the first time.
Yeah, he corrected himself. Been there, done that, know what that's all about. Back around to the near side, it goes up top for Hugh McNutty. As a quick shot stopped off by Vecchio, who will clear it up and out. We have 3:56 remaining on the 5-minute major to Andrew Nash.
On the all-you-can-score buffet.
Played off for McNutty as it's over the far side now. Stopped off by Sevi Cordova, but it's going to be offsides as Tony couldn't get back in time.
This is a very big point in the game, John.
Yeah, this could certainly turn things around. We talked about early period pressure.
Maybe we need to stop talking about that because every time we've mentioned the last couple games, I'm going to shut up now. Well,
I mean, is it a self-fulfilling prophecy? I'm not sure. Then again, we're not down there, so maybe they can't hear us. Maybe. 3:30 remains on the power play for the Greyhounds as the breakout is worked to the near side. Carrying will be Kieran O'Meara as he escapes Sevi Cordova, now gets across the Patriot blue line. Gets to the far side corner before setting up shop. Will put it up top for Brian Stanton, who finally gets a handle on it. Plays to the near side. Quick shot in front. Gets wide of the net. Kraus didn't have to make the save as Bachwolf battled the man in the near corner. Played up and out the length of the ice. A good clear there. We have 3 minutes left on the all-you-can-score buffet. Brian Stanton works the breakout. Now he pushes it ahead for Jonathan Parse. Ahead for Michael Forelli. Forelli couldn't hang on. Baker will send it back. McIver will stop it off behind his own net. Plays it to Parse on the near side corner. Ahead. Parse with it still. Will works his way into the zone, now to the near side corner before it's taken away by Baker. Baker fan on the one clearing attempt. Will he take another one? Lots of pressure on as Poliot trying to help him out. Lots of battling going on in the near side corner as O'Meara is in there as well, as is Samaras. Finally, Baker will come out with him, but Samaras will knock it off of his stick and take it. He has it on the far side corner now. Samara with it still. Protects it here with 2:05 remaining on the power play. Centers for Stanton, top of the slot. Now to the near side, quick shot. Oh, it hit the crossbar. That one definitely missed Kraus, but the post came up big for him. Now it's taken for Kieran O'Meara. He swings back into Patriot territory along the near side boards, trying to avoid Poliot. Tried to put the dangle through, but he lost it and skitters to the far side corner. Parse with it. Far point. Gets the top of the slot before playing it to the near side boards for Forelli. Up top for Stanton. Quick shot, he scores! That was Parse who had that shot, as I correct myself. It was caught up in traffic in front, but it was a clean shot. I believe Kraus was screened on that one.
And the little Ashburn extremes down there screaming at the referees, no goal, no goal, wave it off, like that first one. But now 4-1 now.
4-1, a minute 35 remains here on the all-you-can-score buffet. Patriots still down a man on Andrew Nash's checking from behind penalty. Back to the near side it goes for McNutty. Ahead for Condon. Centered through and stolen by Garrett Pohl, and he'll send it the length of the ice. No, say it isn't so. It's one of the kids yells, that was a warm-up. I like it. You gotta love young hockey players. The chirps that they can come up with.
Oh, because they haven't learned otherwise yet.
That's true. As it's back through now for McNutty. Quick shot, skitters wide of the net. Oh, Parisi is how they're going to say that name. Sorry, Parisi family. And O'Meara is going to get the assist. Back to the near side as it's on the Loyola blue line. They're trying to work it ahead. And stepping in was Pohl. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was Tony Cordova who got in the way for the moment. Back through it goes. Play in front. Bouncing puck. And it's in the back of the net again. Kraus had the first opportunity. He lost where it was. I ended up beside him where he was not and put it in the back of the net. 4-2, and they still have 34 seconds of power play.
Yeah, and, earlier in the second period, he had a similar play. He was able to come back with that blocker side and block it down. This time they went top shelf, not so much. Oh, and we got T-shirt toss going on here.
The Ashburn Extreme are going to do the T-shirt toss, and fans not quite as rabid here on the Saturday evening, but you throw a t-shirt, they get pretty excited pretty quickly. As it's back over on the far side. Back to near boards, near point. Played down low. Shot to the net. Save made by Kraus. He's going to hang on to that one. First goal, he was definitely screened. The second one, he lost where it was. Not things you can really pin on him to blame, but unfortunate nonetheless. 4-2-year score with 15 seconds of major power play left. Back on that near side, it's carried up and out by Baker. Baker knocked in the boards, lost the biscuit, but not much else. So we're going to have a delayed penalty call. Going to be interference as Baker was knocked off after he got the clear away. So we'll have 4 seconds of 4-on-4, followed by a nice power play for the Patriots. See if they can regain some ground.
I'd like to see get one of those back. Make it a free goal. Respond. It's It's all you can score buffet penalty, 5-minute major. You can't. At some time you're gonna get tired. You can't. Sometimes you just can't stop those.
And now we'll have 5-on-4 hockey for George Mason. Schwiefringhaus has it behind his own net, plays to the near side, up and out of play. I'm sorry, no, it will be an icing call. That stayed in, and it went the length of the ice for an icing. My mistake.
Icing on shorthanded?
Yeah, that shouldn't be either. I think the linesman made a mistake on that. We're all a little bit off, I suppose. Yep, we're going to have the face-off at center for an errant whistle that what should not have been an icing call.
I would like to point out that Pouliot hasn't been in the penalty box as much this year.
You had to jinx it.
No, I'm
Watch
just saying.
him go.
I'm just making a point that last year we got to know him really well doing the Potomac games. We got to talk to him a lot.
Scorekeeper's box in the Potomac Patriots.
Just saying,
It's true. He's played a much cleaner game. It's good. It's good for his development.
I'm not trying to say I want you in the box, Pouliot, but I'm just saying,
Just don't jinx it. That's all I ask.
Knocking on wood. Knocking on wood. Covering both bases. Head and piece of wood. Ow, that hurt my head.
You don't knock your noggin too bad. You need those brain cells.
What's left of them.
Face-off won by the Patriots. We have a minute 45 of power play left as they finally figure out where to put the face-off, and I kind of disagree with that one.
But no icing that time?
Yeah, I think the Loyola bench was sarcastically calling for an icing. As it played over the far side now, it's in for Mandeville. Back round to the near side it goes for Nick Baker. Condon will get the last goal for the Loyola. Trevor Agostino got the second assist. I didn't get to the first one. Oh, Connor Nelson got the other assist on that goal. As on the far side now for Sevi Cordova. 59 seconds remains on the power play as he swings to the near side boards. Plays it down low for Tony Cordova. Back up to Sevi. Down to Tony. Plays it in front. A bad angle shot. It's somewhere underneath the paraphernalia. Save made and held on to. 45 seconds left on 5-on-4 action.
Johnny, make a note. We are not allowed to mention anything about beginning third period pressure because just no more. Sorry, guys.
Back to the near side. I don't blame us for the jinx. I don't think it's a jinx. I think it's got to fight harder for it in that beginning of the third. Is putting in front as Tony Cordova knocked the goaltender out of the crease, but no whistles made and no pucks in the back of the net, so they're going to let it come out in the wash. Kraus will stop it off on the clearing effort as it's played by Baker, who escaped the one man, and now he'll put it over the far side for Dylan Talbot. Just 16 seconds left on that power play as it's into the zone. Tony Cordova will put it down low. Sevi giving chase. Puts it over the far side. Tony pinching in. Now Alex Mandeville with it. Has his pocket pick, but will be taken back by Talbot. Talbot on that far side over to Tony Cordova. Around now to Sevi behind the net. Power play expires. Sevi Cordova still with it. George Mason good at keeping the pressure up at the end of a power play as it's put in front. Goaltender got the stick up on it and lofted it into the slot. Now it's stolen back by Talbot. Down low to Mandeville. Put it in front. Played in front. Unable to connect on that one was Sevi Cordova. It's back the other way. 2-on-1 now with Chris Samaras. He takes the shot. It goes off of Baker and now to the near side corner. Bouncing puck kept in by Brian Stanton. No, it'll go over his stick and up and out. Loyola will have possession now. Back through it goes, over the far side now for Sevi Cordova, who'll clear it in. Plays it ahead for David Guiney. From that near side corner, he swings behind the net. Guiney still with that puck, puts it up for Vecchio and over the far side where Pohl will take the shot on. Save made on the pad. Rebound comes all the way up and out of the zone where Bach will play it ahead. Centers through for Stanton. Stanton over to the far side. Plays it back now for Lombardi, and Lombardi couldn't get the shot off. Vecchio coming back the other way, full head of steam. Forces it through center, just a bit too far for Jeff Egan as Vecchio knocked off his skates. Brown behind the net. Oh, big hit there from Guiney. Quick shot by Pohl, sails wide. Guiney got back to it but couldn't get it in front. 11:23 remains here in the third. It's 4-2 Patriots. It goes for Vecchio. Quick play in front. We're going to have a delayed penalty call coming against Loyola. That's going to be a slash on whom?
I really like the idea of changing the song of Flash and do slash.
Coming through for Hugh McNutty in the box.
It's 76. All right.
So we'll have a Patriot power play again. They're up by 2. Making sure they don't let up any shorthanded attempts. Back to Baker down the near side. Quick shot. Save made on the pad. Tony Cordova digging down low on it on the near side half boards. He pushes it off to Sevi behind the net. Sevi with it now on the near side half boards. Up top to Baker. Back to Sevi. Up to Baker. Top of the slot. Takes the shot. Rebound in front. Bouncing puck with Tony Cordova. It's underneath the goaltender. Finally, we'll get the whistle here. Lots of extra effort there by Marty McIver. Minute 34 remains on that power play for the Patriots.
Trying to get a little snow angel action out there.
Whatever works.
Yeah. At that point, you're just saying, please, 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 don't go in there. Don't go in. Don't go in.
It has to be under me somewhere.
Blow the whistle.
As it's back up and out of the zone, too far for Baker to take it. It's back now on the near side for Trevor Agostino. He centers it for Davis Agostino. Fans on the shot, though, and Dylan Talbot takes it back. Patriots got lucky there. Talbot with Sevi and Mandeville. Quick shot, sails wide. Chasing it down on the near side, up and out of the zone. Baker will take it all the way back in his own blue line, playing it over to Talbot. With a minute 8 remains on the power play as it goes all the way back to the goal line. Ahead for Baker, through the neutral zone, trying to pitchfork it in. Could not get to it. Now he'll get double back and get back to it, and that's over the far side for Alex Mandeville. Mandeville couldn't get a handle on it. Now it's Parisi. Parisi to the outside, trying to play it off for O'Meara, and O'Meara couldn't get a handle on it either. That puck is elusive right now. Back on the near side, boards to be played by Tom Blaney. Blaney takes the shots right off of Baker's skate, and Baker will go to it in the near side corner. 35 seconds remains on the man advantage. Over to that far side now for Mandeville. Ahead for Bach. Bach lost it, got it back, trying to play it over Tony Cordova, hits off of his skate. And back down low for Sevi. Sevi can't get a handle on it either. I think just about everyone could use a stoppage of play. Back on the far side, Lovejoy couldn't hang on. Goes for Brian Bach. To the near side, over the stick of Tony Cordova. Tony with it still, back behind the Loyola net. Power play expires as it's back to the near side. Sevi Cordova going after it. Puts it down low for Tony. In front, bouncing puck. Save made and held on to by McIver. And none too soon. It was one of those things where everything seemed to go wrong. Murphy's Law out in force, and they're just waiting. You had that ominous feeling that something bad was going to happen.
Yeah, both. I think the puck needed a break there.
At that point, it might have. Peter Puck just couldn't handle it.
Peter Puck?
You've never seen the... oh, goodness gracious. I got to give you a history lesson.
I don't want a lesson.
On the far side, Michael Withers trying to drive into it. Brian Bach stepping in. Played over the far side. Guiney swiping at it and misses. Quick shot up and wide. Back to the near side. Going after it is Tyler Trombetta. Centered through. Bach will get in the way and take it. Bach with it into the near side corner. We'll put it back behind the net. It's taken by Agostino. Far boards. No, it's stolen away by Stanton. Stanton centering it through is taken back by Joe Poliot. Will play it off the boards, but not out. It's kept in by Condon. Condon back over for Lombardi, and a quick shot from Stanton now. Over to that far side. Condon getting back to it. Ahead now, it's going for Lovejoy. Lovejoy, it's knocked down in front. Condon will take the shot from the top of the slot. Far side. Lovejoy from the corner. Centers it through. It's off of a stick and up and out of the zone. Guiney giving chase as it's taken by Tyler Trombetta back into his own zone. Brian Bach will take it at the blue line. It's up and out of play here with 8:07 remaining here in the third. 4-2 your score. Peter Puck, of course, was used by Hockey Night in Canada to teach the game of hockey. Some of those videos are still on YouTube and still on the CBC's website. Definitely look them up. It's a great animated series that teaches the game of hockey. I believe the rights are still owned by Brian McFarland, who is an excellent hockey writer. I love his work. Back on the near side, round behind it goes and over the far side boards, where it's taken by Connor Nelson. Centers through and it's played off. Jeff Egan couldn't get to it, but now Dan Vecchio will have a chance. As Baker will as well. Bouncing puck kept into the zone by Scott Schwiefringhaus. You should see how much of my roster his name takes. Schwiefringhaus. Back round behind the net, still with it is Agostino. Back through to that far side it goes for Forelli. Quick shot, sails wide. It's back behind the net now, and Shields will pick it up. Shields with it behind his own net. We'll play it over the far side for Mandeville. Stopping it off is Forelli. Egan with that puck. Ahead, he's got Vecchio. One-on-one against Schwiefringhaus. Backhand shot, save made by McIver. And he's going to hang on to that one with 7:14 remaining here in the third.
Shots are still in favor of George Mason here, John. 25-21. So they're still getting the shot advantage there, and it kind of shows on the scoreboard right now. So you got to keep it up. You got to keep the pressure on it. They've kind of been a little bit
lackadaisical.
Lackadaisical, yeah. But a 5-minute major penalty against you will do that.
As it's cleared the length of the ice, Bach chasing it down. He'll get it to the far side now. Garrett Pohl couldn't get a handle on it. And neither will Tony Cordova. It's back now for Parisi, who centers it through. Poliot will steal it. He works his way up along the far side boards through the neutral zone. Into enemy territory now. He's knocked off the biscuit there. Good dangle by Parisi. Will get it up and out of the zone. Cleared right back in. Left behind the net for Schwiefringhaus. Over the far side in front of the bench, and now to the near side boards it goes. Kieran O'Meara with that puck. He looks for the slapper. No, he'll go for the pass over the far side. It was Brian Bach who had him all the way. Quick shot to the net. Save made by Krause on the easy glove save. Picks it out of the air like a pair. 6:29 remains in the third. 4-2 Patriots.
.6:29 left in the third period here, John.
Lots of hockey left to be played. George Mason still would like to put an exclamation point on this one. It's not over. Cleared up and out. Ahead, David Guiney charging into the zone, in behind the defense. Swings round behind the net. He's got players in front now as he plays it off for Lovejoy in the near corner. In front, bouncing puck taken away by the Greyhounds. To the near side, carried up ice by Samaras. Off now, and it's taken by Lovejoy. Through center and over the far side now of his own zone is Baker. Ahead to Guiney, who chips it ahead into the zone, looking to negate the icing, but it'll only be cleared there by Talbot. Far side corner. And now the near side. Works slowly up ice as it's pressured there by Lovejoy. Over to that far side now. Loyola trying to make sure their breakout is perfect, and it's played right back in before they got to center red. 5:33 remains here in the third. 4-2 Patriots. McNulty along the near side. Pushed ahead there for O'Meara, and O'Meara can't seem to hang on thanks to a good battling effort there by Baker and Mandeville. Vecchio will clear it the length of the ice, but it's going to be no icing as he got just past center red when he did it. Back through it goes for Michael Withers. Withers on the back for Lombardi, takes the shot, sticks, save, and it's up and out of play. 5:06 remains here in the third.
Hopefully this is where the Olympic ice comes in your favor if you're George Mason. The Greyhounds are a very speedy team. We haven't seen much of it tonight, but hopefully that ice, the extra space, has worn them out, so hopefully you could just win the battle in the trenches.
Quick shot, sails high and wide. As Ryan Shepard said last game, that set plays don't work as well on Olympic ice because of how far it has to go. Maybe that's played a role as well. Taken in their own zone, ahead from Condon to Stanton. Stanton knocked off on the near side, but he got that puck around the boards. Over the far boards it goes for Joseph Lombardi. Through for Tom Blaney, right in front. Save made, covered up by Kraus. 4:35 remains in the third.
That was a sneaky deflection there. Almost had crossed full, but he wasn't crossed on that. Okay, well, they're not all winners, okay? And in terms of my kids, do I get at least partial credit for trying?
No.
No. No.
I'll tell you what you tell them. No. No. Back up and out. Long toss on for Sevi Cordova. Can he get it to his stick? He will. Good effort there. Getting back. Quick shot. Save made. And he's taken down right thereafter. Good save by Marty McIver. We're going to have a call in the meantime. That's just it. If Sevi Cordova doesn't get a goal when he gets behind the defense, he will draw a call simply by effort.
Well, sometimes you have to take the penalty because you can't stop him. He's coming in so fast. Take the penalty. They haven't been able to really capitalize on the power play, so you take the two of the worst evils, just like we said this last night. The goalie at the AHL level that knocked his net off the borings because it was a better statistic to stop the penalty shot.
And a quick shot in front coming from Mandeville, but the save made by McIver. In the boxes, Timothy Condon, the leading scorer on this team with 10 points, 3 goals, 7 assists. As it's back along the near side, up and out of the zone was Baker, who will play it ahead for Sevi Cordova. Sevi reverses field, now comes to the near side, into the zone. Sets up on the half boards, up to Baker at the point. Baker gets to the center, and quick shot save made there. Minute 31 remains on the power play for the Greyhounds. I'm sorry, for the Patriots.
You're just used to saying Greyhounds because the 5-minute major earlier.
I like to get some of the nicknames in, especially if they're interesting, like Greyhounds. You don't see Greyhounds too much, other than the OHL team in Sault Ste. Marie. Round behind the net.
2 minutes for checking from behind.
Checking from behind, the 2-minute call against Condon as it's back to the near side, cleared ahead. Will be stopped by Dylan Talbot, who'll play it up to Baker along this near side. He gets to the center red, drives into the Greyhound zone. Send it through for Sevi Cordova, quick shot. Oh, he scored! Sevi Cordova dangled, made the pass to the far side, and it's popped into the back of the net. I think Mandeville had that goal. Either way, it was a beaut. A power play goal. It's 5-2 with 3:29 left.
I think he pushed that through the 5-hole. I think that he had that puck stopped, and I think someone got the stick in and just boop.
Just pitchfork it through.
Yep.
And
hey.
To quote, boop, boop.
You know what's the football announcer? He does a lot. He does a lot of stuff for Applebee's now. Boom!
No, that's John Madden.
That's John Madden.
That's gonna kill me now. I will think of it because my mind can process nothing else but trying to find that page in the Rolodex that is my brain. Back to the near side it goes. Schwiefringhaus had a chance at it, but it's back along up on the center red line.
Patriots goal, scored on the power play by number 20, Alexander.
Mandeville will get the goal.
Assisted by number 26.
Sevi Cordova will get the first assist.
Assisted by number 19.
And Nick Baker will get the second assist as it's collision in the slot outside of the Mason territory, and now it's pushed back in by Samaras, who's going to have an offsides call.
It's Boomer, isn't it? No, it's not Boomer.
No, it's not Boomer Esiason. I remember it most distinctly from ESPN 2K5. That's sad.
Google.
Yes, I'm gonna have to defer to the Google machine on this one. As it's played Brown back behind the net, now on the near side. And it's played off of that near side corner, and it goes through around to the near side boards. Pushed up ice, now we have Brian Bach. It's taken off of his stick by Schwiefringhaus. Back to the near side. Round back in, it goes for Parisi. Parisi in the slot, it's taken off of his twig and cleared back up and out. But no, it's not out, and Will Edler could not get back to it. On the far side, it's quick shot, score! It came from Kieran O'Meara over to Jonathan Parisi right in front of the net. He was camped out on the far side of the goaltender. He popped it in the back of the net. Certainly not the fault of Kraus on that one. but unfortunately, nonetheless, it's 5-3.
Now that was the defensive breakdown there. That guy got right behind the defense and stood there and just waited. When you have no one there giving you any pressure, you're gonna have a good shot. And pass, shot, 5-3, but still in favor of George Mason with 2:10 left.
Chris Berman.
Chris Berman?
It's Chris Berman, isn't it?
Yep, that's him.
Yeah. I looked up the most annoying sports announcers, and sure enough, he was listed number 2.
He's big on whoop, whoop.
My favorite was when he had Alindo Moret as the kicker for Miami. Alindo Moret, oh. So Parisi got the goal, the assist from O'Meara, and that's it. It's over on the far side now for Stanton. Puck bouncing on that far side. It comes back to the near side for Connor Nelson. Nelson, top of the circle, takes a shot. Save made on the pad. The rebound in front into the slot. Stanton will stop it off. Quick shot from the top of the slot there came from McNutty. Now it's to the near side beside the net. Sevi Cordova digging for it now. It's back on the near side. Connor Nelson near point takes a shot. Save made by Krause, and he's going to hang on to that one.
Oh, yeah. When he's going to see the shots, yeah, he'll make the saves.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not the responsibility of the man behind the goaltender. That's the defense to get it. Patriots going to take the timeout.
Oh, yeah, you got to. This is an important game for George Mason. You need to make sure that your guys are rested for this last minute 27 of this game.
5-3 the score. The goalie was pulled for the last bit of that last shift, and it looks like McIver's might start this shift out inside the bench area.
Well, yeah, the face-off's down in the Mason zone, so why not? What do you got to lose? But statistically, you pull the goalie for as many goals you're down by, I think, statistically. In the
well, it's about 50-50 if it works. The evidence is it's up to the coach. Down 2 goals, you pull that goaltender. Absolutely, especially with a minute and a half left.
Smart timeout by Coach.
I'm sure Coach Hygic drew up a nice escape play. If they can win this face-off, that'll be big.
Empty netter.
Face-off to the glove side of Krause. Minute 27 left here in the third. 5-3 Patriots. Face-off 1 back to the near side corner. No one really in possession, but finally will be taken. I'm going to say Trevor Agostino has it. Back on the near side, up top to O'Meara, who has a couple of assists on the night. Centering play in front, but it's stopped off of Brian Bach. Forced ahead, pushed to Sevi Cordova on the near side. He's got an open net, but O'Meara is going to get there first and chip it ahead for Condon. Condon will send it cross ice to the far side, where it's picked up by Nelson. Nelson drives into the zone. Has it taken off of his twig, but it goes back through for Parisi, who has 2 goals, and he's going to get taken down. We're going to have a delayed penalty called, and no goaltender to come off. So really, Loyola should be letting George Mason touch up with 48 seconds left. Back in front, played to the near side for Condon, who couldn't get a handle on it. There's 41 seconds left. Played across again, still have the delayed penalty called. Back up top for O'Meara, takes the shot, bounces in front. Finally, it's touched up here with 33 seconds. That not the smartest of play to keep going, because Loyola could have had another player on.
Right. Technically by shorthandedness, the ratio,
Well, no, I mean, there was no goaltender to come off and play for another player, so they should have let George Mason touch that puck, and they would have had about 48 seconds of power play rather than 33.
And be 6-on-4 instead of 6-on-5.
Right. Some of the strategy of hockey, you got to try and think on your feet.
Because always been like the Masons could have been like, no, I'm not. We're not going to touch the puck. Go ahead.
As they smartly did not. Hooking for Bach. There's 30 seconds left. Played over the far side. Doubling back to it is Keenan O'Meara. But having this power play will allow George Mason to throw it down the ice without icing calls. Back through it goes. Baker can't get a handle on it. It's into the near side corner. Baker with it still, just 11 seconds left. Plays it on the boards, up but not out. Condon with it. 7 seconds left. That's back up and out, and we're going to have the end of this contest. 5-3, your final score in favor of the George Mason Patriots. They've taken down the Loyola Greyhounds, and maybe they could knock them off the ranking list.
And maybe knock them on the ranking list, hopefully.
Let's see if they can climb their way in. I'm John Baranowski. With me is Phillip Prevost. Join us for the post-game show and hopefully some interviews right after this.
Okay, please join us on Saturday, December 13th at Prince William Ice Center when we take on the Virginia Commonwealth Rams at 2:30 to be able to raise $20,000 for Children's Hospital. Tickets are available through George Mason Ice Hockey at $10 a piece. And if you visit our website, www.gmuicehockey.com, you can get details as to how to donate or to purchase tickets. Thanks for your support. Appreciate it very much. See you at the game.
John Baranowski here with Phillip Prevost, waiting on Dylan Talbot still. I get the feeling he's camera shy. We're waiting for him at Kettler against George Washington. Maybe I'll call him out and he'll get him up here at some point. But anyways, we did get a nice interview with Ryan Krause, so we'll have that right after this post-game show. 5-3 the final. And again, not the biggest of margins to win, but it's a win. That's big and it's important.
Yeah, and for what they were expecting to play against this team, they weren't. The feeling was that they feel like they would be good, have a good game, but they might not have pulled out the W. You know, that's kind of like the feeling like, oh, they're a great team. You know, we did lose to them 4-3 last time. You know, in September. You know, it's a good team. If we do lose, it was good to a good team, and they won 5-3. We have decided we're going to stop talking as much about early goals in the beginning of the period because within a minute that the shutout streak ended.
Well, we never said that word, and I still won't say that word. But I mean, that's just it. How superstitious can you be? You got to call what's going on out there. And right now, the beginning of the third period is the weak point of the Patriots.
Yeah, and maybe
it's the only real weak point of the Patriots. They've been really good otherwise.
I would like to see them a little bit convert more on the power play.
Well, okay.
But I mean, that's the power play. Sometimes it's there. It was really hot for a while. They've got a couple of the last 2 games, but they still have had plenty of chances. But yeah, I mean, that's one thing they need to work on: coming out and being not being attacked, if that makes no sense. Attacking the other goalie, being strong on their forechecks. I mean, you gotta get that stuff going. If not, you sit back. You're gonna let teams like the Greyhounds here come back in the game.
Right, and that's just it. They were able to sneak back in. I mean, a 5-minute major doesn't help that. 2 of those goals on the 5-minute major. The third one, man behind the goaltender just pop in the back of the net. Defensive breakdown. It happens, but it's not going to be as big for the rankings as perhaps we hoped.
Right.
That 4-0 was huge. 5-3, okay.
It's okay, and you could have been like, if you didn't look at the game, it could have been like, well, we might have been 4-3, and then you scored the empty netter if you didn't look at any of the statistics.
Well, there was no empty net goal, so it could have been 6-3, and that would have been...
Well, I'm making the point that if you didn't look at any of the game and just looked at the score purely,
True.
You'd be like, oh, okay, 4-3, it was a close game, and they got the empty netter, made it 5-3. So that's why, it would have been better for the 4-0. But, if wishes were fishes, we would have them fried.
Indeed we will.
Indeed we will.
But no, I mean, that's good. And you know what? For as scary as everyone said Loyola was, I wasn't that impressed. I mean, for how good George Mason is, they might be onto something here. If they can climb into the rankings.
Yeah, and maybe you need to have some of your viewers out there, contacting the league and be like, listen, you need to take a look at George Mason because they're doing some good things right now, and it's a shame that they haven't even been considered for a ranking this year.
And you can look at all their games on YouTube via crossicefeed.com. All of them are there in full and highlights for most of them. We're working on the rest. Yeah, so you can definitely know whether or not you should rank this team.
Maybe we should make a highlight reel and send it in and
be
like,
hey,
take a look at here.
You might need this.
Got some good stuff going on
here.
Help
you out.
Yeah, but Cross got his first win of the season.
Yep.
Got denied. We haven't seen him as much in the net, so I mean,
it's good to see him.
Good to see him. Waylon was a scratch for the goalie.
He played last night, and he played very well.
Right, he did.
7-2 victory.
He earned a rest, and Fagerquist was the backup. But then you had Guiney got his first goal this season. Talbot we're waiting on. He got a goal. I am assuming one of the Cordovas got a goal somewhere.
I'm sure. Sevy got one.
Sevy got one.
There's probably more.
Yeah, I mean, they've got points, they're guaranteed points. So they are...
Like Willie Mays Hayes tacking his gloves for every stolen base. If they do that for goals, they'd run out of dorm space.
Oh, you talking? Okay, I get the reference now.
That's Major League.
I get
Willie
the reference
Mays
now.
Is a real player.
I get the reference now. Okay.
Anyways, again, George Mason looks impressive. The big Loyola team ranked 12th that everyone was afraid of. I wasn't that impressed. I mean, again, they came down, bust legs, what have you. I think George Mason is the better looking team right now. And if they can play some real teams, some big, strong, top-of-the-league teams, as they're going to be doing soon, they could make some waves.
Yeah, I mean, next weekend they're playing Penn State Altoona and Robert Morris. And, you know, they were saying if they can get wins from at least one, if not both of those teams, I mean, they really need to be considered for a ranking this year.
All right, so we'll have to see what happens. The week after, for the 21st, we have Richmond University here on Friday. That's a 9:30 game.
Yeah, we only have 2 more games here. Friday the 21st and December 13th, which is the...
And then we have
oh, sorry, I didn't look at the sheet.
University of Maryland on the 30th, which I believe is a road game. Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, it's a road game.
Yeah, and I think we had doing the alumni game after. I'm not 100% sure on that. Stay tuned to crossicefeed.com. You'll find out all the information there.
All right.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. We will send you to the interviews with Brian Krause right after this, and that will wrap it up because Dylan Talbot escaped.
We'll have to send him a nice little message or cute little gift or something like that. Put him in
Please
his locker.
show up for an interview.
We'll give you a cookie. Anyways.
Lure him here. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. I'm John Baranowski. He's Phillip Prevost. Good night, everybody. John Baranowski with Brian Krause, feeling awfully short here. You had a great game. Talk us through it, some of your better saves out there.
Well, I mean, I just got to do my job out there. Most of their chances came from in tight, so I just had to make myself big and adjust to any kinds of moves they were making out there. So, I mean, defense kept it out to the perimeter for the most part, so credit to them.
All right, and I mean, what was the feeling? I know you're obviously not on the bench, but you know what's happening out there. What was the feeling as that game ticked away? They got back into that in the third.
My mindset is that every shot is the same shot, so like once they score, it doesn't change anything. Just gotta refresh it and reset and go on to the next shot. Definitely
Gotta make sure you just move on. That's one of the hardest parts of being a goaltender. Well, you got a great win tonight. Your first win of the season, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and a great win on it. Where do you go from here? What are you thinking of next weekend?
Next weekend is definitely gonna be tough. 2 games on the road against 2 really good teams. We'll see how they play out. I mean, we're playing well right now, so I don't see why there's no chance that we can beat them. So.
Think you can climb into the rankings?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us. I'm John Baranowski. He's Brian Krause. Thanks for being on.
No problem. Thank you.